Greetings, Masandawana. We are back with the latest installment. The Yellow Corner, bringing you the preview of our first game of the FIFA Club World Cup that's taking place in the USA. And as you may all know, in the first game, we'll be taking on South Korean side Ulsan HD or Ulsan Hyundai. Is it on Wednesday or on Tuesday? Going into Wednesday at midnight. You decide. Yeah, at the Inter and Co Stadium in Orlando. Raps, how are you?
I know I'm good, guys. I'm well, and you?
I'm okay, man. A bit of flu, but I'm okay. Much better than I was over the weekend. The last time we were here, Raps, we were previewing and looking ahead to our biggest game in 9 years, the CAF Champions League final. Do you want to touch on that before we start talking about our game against Ulsan? Or just like me, you don't want to talk about it at all because I just get pissed off when I think of that final and I think of both leagues.
Yeah, and I think I won't dwell too much on it, man. But we are so confident, thinking that we are going to go to Egypt and come as the champions because of we have done it in the past whereby we played against North Africans away and we managed to get a good result. So I thought that we are going to win the CAF Champions League because of, and also if you compare the history of CAF Champions League between Sundowns and Pyramids, man, like we are way ahead of them. We have been there from the past, and we know what it takes to win the CAF Champions League. So I think, in terms of experience, we had a much of experience compared to the Pyramid side, but that was disappointing and sad, man. Like. You, every fan or every team goes to the final wanting to win, man. So getting negative results, man, I think it was disappointing and it was sad for us supporters as well as the players, man. But we will bounce back, and I think we can go again in the next season and try to go as far as the finals again, man.
I no, I hear you, Raps. I honestly don't have anything to say about the final, both leagues, the approach, the selection, the everything. I just get mad when I think of those two leagues because I think Sundowns, if you know what, let's talk about more exciting things. Let's talk about the FIFA Club World Cup, man. And let's look ahead to this, Let's start on the jersey, the kids that Puma launched for us. Was it last week or the week before last? That we'll be using for the club World Cup. Your thoughts on those? Because for me, I think both jerseys are absolutely stunning. Initially, when we saw the first pictures, I think the picture quality deceived a lot of us. And I remember sending you that picture, and we were both laughing at that jersey. But as proper pictures came out, we saw no man. These are very beautiful jerseys, man, and yeah, man. I think they are both stunning. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and I think the collaboration between Puma and Kid Superman, they always deliver great clothes, man, and even their sneakers, man, with Puma and Kid Superman, they are always nice. So I think the jersey, man, like unfortunately got sold out within short space of time, and so so hey, hopefully, man, it will be back on stock again. But it is nice, man. I'm more impressed the away one, the blue one, man. It's so nice, and the design, man, it's so nice, man. And previously I've been complaining about our jerseys, man. Okay, when we go to a new season, we are likely to see a huge changes on our jersey, man. So at least this one, man, there's a huge change, and it is so nice. Even the track suits, man, they are so nice, and they as much as the pricing of the track suits, man, mara story for another day. But everything they have done for us, man, it's so nice, man.
Mm. I think they are only sold out online, apps. I think you can still find them at Puma outlets, you know. So yeah, when you go buy
I
yours, you can get mine as well.
I I live thousands kilometers away from Puma store, man. What's my do guy?
Okay, moving along, Rabs. How excited are you about the FIFA Club World Cup, and how well do you think we will do? Starting with our group that has Dortmund from Germany, Ulsan HD from South Korea, as well as Fluminense from Brazil. How well do you think we will do? Because I saw predictions table that came out last week, of the 32 teams, we are 18th on teams ranked in terms of rankings of teams who can win this tournament. Only Dortmund is ahead of us when I talk about these sides that are in the same group as us. You know, Ulsan is behind us. They are number 30, as well as Fluminense and on number 24. How excited are you about the tournament, and how well do you think we will do in this group?
Yeah, no, so I'm really excited, man. I'm looking forward to this competition. And I like the format, man. It has changed from the previous editions, man. And the last time when we were at the Club World Cup, the format was different. But now there are a lot of teams. It is so exciting and it is well organized, and it gives other teams a chance to go further in terms of progressing to other stages of the competition. And remember, the previous editions, man, it favored the Europeans, man, because of the teams from Asia, Africa, they will play a lot of games, but Europeans, they will just sneak on the semi-finals, man. So I think the format now, it is neutral. It favors anyone, and anyone has a good chance of progressing and going to knockout stages. In terms of how far will we go, man? I think we have what it takes to finish in the top two, man. Yes, Dortmund, they are a good team, like they're a European team. They're doing very well in Germany, and also Ulsan. As much as we don't know much of them, but we know how good Asians are, man. Like, remember the last time when we played Kashima and class, man. So you can never write off the Asians, man. As much as you don't hear much of them, but in terms of how they play, man, they play some good football. And Fluminense, I think in the past they played the final with Manchester City, if I'm not mistaken, man. And so it shows you we are up against good teams, but Lorona, we are still a good team, and we have what it takes to go to the knockout stages. So I think round of 16 or quarterfinals, I think. whew, I think the aim now is to get to round of 16. Then we'll see who we get when we get to the round of 16, because of we might get to the round of 16 and face a top team that is likely to overthrow or to beat us. So I think now the goal is to get to round of 16 and see who do we get on the knockout stages. But in terms of our group stage, I think we will finish number two, man.
Okay, okay, okay. And now, honestly, I wasn't excited. More so after the CAF final, I was very despondent, man. I was not enjoying any topic that had to do with football. But I'm over it now. I'm really, really excited and looking forward to this tournament. You know, I think if we play to our players' strengths and the capabilities that the players are and we will do well in this tournament, you know. But I think if we are pragmatic and focus on pragmatism, I don't think we will do well. I think we won't even make the round of 16. And judging by what I read on the Athletic, they were here in South Africa a while back. You know, Simon Hughes, a genuine Athletic, was here. Angola, the Athletic, as well as the New York Times. Then, and they interviewed the sporting director Fleming Berg, and judging by what he said, I will put it up here on the video. I think we will be pragmatic, which has me very despondent because do I want us to win this trophy? Yes. How can we win this trophy? No, we won't. We can't. We have to be realistic. So I'd rather have us leaving a mark, playing to playing our best football, and leaving a mark and have everyone talk about that South African side. When people across the world have conversations about Sundowns, and like, hey, remember that South African side that was St. Peter's and the Brazil national team, they played so well, rather than get knocked out and be one of those teams that added numbers and no one even remembers you, but you were pragmatic throughout the tournament. I would love to see the shackles taken off our players' feet so that they can dance, man. That's all I want, So I would rather have us play on the front foot and go and try and give these games a go and try and win them and see how far we can go than just wait and you know like play football that no one will remember us after the club World Cup. Those are just my thoughts, man.
And
On the very same, you want to add something?
yeah, Nigeria, so to cut you off. Remember when Man City was playing Fluminense in the final? As much as
Mm.
Fluminense lost 4-0, but they played some good football, and
Yep,
that was the highlight of the final, man. Like
yep.
people even forgot Man City won the Club World Cup and they beat Fluminense by 4 goals, but the type of football that Fluminense played, man, it was so impressive. Even Guardiola, Lena, like, was so impressive. So at least even if when you lose, but also I've left a mark, and even you exit the competition, but here and there, people they still mention your team. So I think I have to agree with you, Loro. Now, you don't want to lose Elore. The players fail to express themselves. They did not enjoy the competition in terms of how we approached the certain game. So I think we need to go all out, have fun, play like how we play. As much as we'll be playing against top teams, but we should not lose our identity and our style of play. That's more important, man.
Perhaps you see what you're saying right now. Then let me just paint this, show you this example. Fluminense is not doing well in the Brazilian leagues that just started now. I think they've played 9 or 11 games this season. They are not doing well. But every time when people talk about the FIFA Club World Cup, they reference that game or that style of play when they played against Manchester City, even though they are not coached by the same
Yeah.
guy who coached them at that time, with his style of play, in relationship. I hope I'm getting it right. But because of what they left, the mark that they left in that tournament, people still, and when they think Fluminense, they think that game against
Yeah.
Manchester City. But yeah, moving right along in the very same article here that I was talking about, yeah, the athletic. Simon Hughes obviously also spoke to our coach Miguel Cardoso, and he mentioned people talk about his style of play, saying it's pragmatic, but now he thinks so it's being more clever. That's Cardoso. Does Cardoso need to find a balance between, though he's winning, but does he also have to find a balance in playing football that's pleasing to the eye?
I think as Sandos, man, we're a different team, man. Like Sandos is the type of team that doesn't mind losing, but as long as you play their style of play, man. Like we can take 3-0 defeat, but as long as the players have performed well, man, like that's what we want from the team. Yes, obviously we also want the results, man, but there needs to be a balance between getting positive results and maintaining our style of play, man. Because of sometimes in the future, man, like it is not sustainable to get results but without playing our style of play, man. But if you lose playing our losing playing how we normally play, eventually things will come all right, and uh, the players will get to understand what is expected from them in terms of the approach and how we want our team to play, man. So I think yes, results, that's what we want, but we should not lose ourselves or our style of play in desperation of getting a good result, man. So I think Caruso needs to find a balance, man, because of Sundowns, man. We can criticize a coach in the winner happy style of play sa hae, man. It shows you man, like we are different compared to other teams, man. Yes, some other teams, they get results, they are fine, they are excited, but now we are different, but you can get results, but as long as we are not okay with how you play, man, we are not okay. So that's how we are, man.
Now, I agree. He definitely has to find a balance between winning, but also playing a beautiful football. More so when you look at the toys that he has at his disposal. A lot of coaches would love to coach Sundowns with the type of players that we have. And uh, you look at Sundowns, man, tradition and style.
Mm.
I think at times they're even more ahead of results when it comes to the Masandawana nation. I can't remember which preview we were doing when I mentioned this one. In 2001, we were number one on the log. 2001 going into 2002, or 2002 going into 2003, I think it's 2001. We're number one on the log, Coach Wake Bondarengo. And he was fired because the team was not happy with his style of play. You look at Cardoso's predecessor, Coach Mangoba Mliti, he was fired. Really number one, really number one. So I think he really needs to find the balance, because when you sacrifice tradition and style, you must win. You have no excuse. It now becomes a must win now, because what's the use of sacrificing style and not what's the use of sacrificing style and not winning? And to be honest, Linda, I had sold my soul last season. Okay, you know what? I do not care how we win the Champions League, whether we mad it or what. I want the Champions League. I just didn't care what we win Nejuan, but because we didn't win it, now it's like, okay, we didn't win it playing well, we didn't win it, and we all were also not playing well. So those two things, and this is not me saying I do not want Cardoso. I want Cardoso to stay for next season, to be given proper preseason, and
Yeah.
see what he can do, because I have no doubt that Cardoso is a good coach, but he needs to find the balance. But with Sundowns, let's go into this game, Raps. What can you expect from this game? Do you want me to go first, or as usual you are going first?
I know. I'll go first, man. I think for Ulsan, man, I think they have the minutes on their legs because of their league is not yet over. So at least they managed to play a couple of games building up to the Club World Cup. Unlike us, where we played kadi 1 or 3rd June, the last game that we played in the final of the CAF Champions League. So I think it, those ones they matter because of those ones. At least they've played competitive games. But Rona, the last time we played a competitive game was a couple of weeks back. So I think that might have an impact on how these two teams approach the game. And also one thing, another thing I want to highlight about Ulsan is that they concede a lot of goals, man. Like they have played 19 games and they've conceded 19 goals. So they are averaging 1 goal that they are conceding per game, man. And in their last 2 seasons where they finished as champions, uh, the other season they conceded 40 goals. The previous season they conceded 42 goals. So it shows the amount of goals that they conceded. It is not only just them, man. Even the other teams on the log, man. It's fine. a team finishing number two, but they have conceded 56 goals. So you ask yourself for what's happening on this league, man. So
No, I need to focus my betting on this league. Eh? Shabeli over 3.5. Eh?
yeah, no. So I think for us, man, I think we need to expose them and use that to our advantage, man. Like, and also not just judging them from the stats, man. You watch their games, man. Like the type of goals that they concede, man. They concede uh, they make all kinds of mistakes in their defense, man. They always caught ball watching. Their defense is poor. Like they cannot read the situation or the danger before it happens, man. So that's why sometimes they always concede those steal goals. And some other thing that aids along from this Ulsan team is that their midfield, man, their midfield, man, high corner, man. They are easily passed. They are not able to cut the attack from the opponent. So sometimes they leave a huge spaces between one another, and it becomes easier for the opponents to penetrate. And those moments they create 2v2 situations. That's why in most of their games you'd find them defending 2v2s, and you'd find them the defenders defending facing their own goals. So I think the midfield needs to do their job, man. But as for Sundowns, man, I think the last time we at the Club World Cup, like it was for the first time, and we didn't know what to expect, man. But now we can reference. We know what happened when we were at the Club World Cup. As much as there's a new crop of players, but we know what to expect from this competition. And one thing I want to highlight that is very important: take your chances. Like take your chances, because of, if you fail to do so, man, you will be punished, man. We know what happened against when we faced Kashima Antlers, man. We dominated them the entire first half, man, and we created a lot of chances. Like we could have went to the interval leading by 2 goals, man, because of we were so good, man, and we were dominating in terms of the ball position and also the chance creation. But we failed to create our chances. And Kashima second half they came as a total different team, and we were chasing the ball the entire the entire second half. So I'd want us to take our chances and be clinical, man. Like be clinical in front of goals and score as many goals as you can, so that and winning your first game in the group stages is so important, because of it sets the tone, man. And you go to the second game with pressure loreng high goal. Unlike Ojua first game, the second game you have to win by all costs, because of you don't know what will happen on the third game. So I think we need to win this game, and we need to get a positive result, and also clean sheet. I think it is very important in this game. Yes, I want us to dominate the position. I want us to control the tempo and to control the game. But we should be effective, man. That should come with creating chances, uh, playing well, and also being productive on the pitch, man. Because of, you don't want the team to dominate in terms of the ball position, but the amount of chances that you are creating, man, it becomes disappointing. So I think we need to create a better chances. And this team, man, they struggle with crosses, man. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I was surprised when I looked at the height of their defenders, man. They are very tall, but they concede some silly goals, and also like they have a goalkeeping problem, man. That goalkeeper of theirs, man, like he's an open net, that guy, man. So
I have
I think
I disagree. I disagree,กับgoalkeeper. I think when it comes to shot stopping, I think he's very good at shot stopping. Eh?
you know he's good at shot stopping, but what I've realized, has save a ball like in front of the opponent. Yes, he can save a goal, but he doesn't push it away from the danger. So, why save, but it's still within the action. So I think that is where I'm saying they have a goalkeeping problem. So that's where I will end as well. And hopefully we will get positive results, man.
Okay, okay, Raps. Yeah, no, like you said, man, I also believe this is not going to be an easy game, because these guys are technically sound. The reason these guys are so technically sound is because they are developed properly. In Asia, development is taken serious and from a young age. And yeah, man, they can keep the ball, so technically they are very sound. Like you referenced Kenya Kashima Antlers in the second half. I remember half time, me and you saying, well, no, we're convinced of how we're winning, guys, we're getting goals second half. And then they toyed with us.
Yeah.
They but never touched the whole second half of ball, So yeah, no, it won't be an easy game. They usually play a 4-2-3-1, double pivot there, Bojanic as well as Wong. And then right in front of them, a guy that I think is their most creative player there, number 7, Swen Bunku. And then in front of him, they have a Brazilian center forward, Eric Farias. These guys, they have an interesting kickoff routine, where they have 7 players on the center line, So, and they are very innovative side, get balls, So we need to be on the lookout for those. We need to be prepared for anything that they might try because they have ideas, crazy ideas at times, but yeah, no, we need to prepare thoroughly for those. The double pivot here, Wongley, Bojanic, is good in receiving from the center backs and then progressing the ball through the thirds, So we maybe if we can try and stop them high up for the basketball corner or progress like a ball. But what you said, goddamn, when it comes to their midfield, when it comes to defending, you were absolutely right. They are terrible at protecting their back four, So this is something that we can exploit. The other thing that this side is good at, is counter pressing. They are very aggressive at counter pressing. Once they lose the ball, they try and win it as high and as quickly as possible. And I think their goalkeeper is good shot stopping, though helps doesn't seem to think so, But Bona, they are very good at building from the ball from the back and moving up the ball through the fence. Their danger will also come from their left side. Their left back, Ludwigson, that guy bombs forward, man. He's very aggressive and for the box entries. I'll put up his hit maybe at this season. He spends a lot of time in the opposition box, and his decision making when he gets into the opposition box is very, very good. So we need to be careful with him overlapping. And then their center forward, Eric Farias. At times he doesn't stay in the kitchen. He moves around a lot. He can drop, and to collect and come with the ball. So we need to pass on the message from the center backs if he moves deep for guys like Debsa to take care of him, to be to always be ready for situations where he drops and he doesn't drag out a defender. We need to pass him on. The other thing that you mentioned is that they concede. They are taking high volumes, and their rest defense is so awful. It is bad. It's terrible. So we can have them in transition, and have them facing their own goal. We need, as soon as we win the ball, maybe in our half, we need to move it as quickly as possible to the final third. And like you said, crosses into the box are their Achilles heel. They can't defend those balls. They panic once a ball is crossed into their box. But this might not work for us because we are not that side, a crossing type of side, But maybe in the second half, when maybe Mutiba comes on, we can try and use balls into crosses into the box and try and hit them with those. Your lineup?
I'll have Williams as my number one. My back four, I'll have Kuliso, Grant, Libusa, as well as Maphosa Mudiba. Then my midfield three, I'll have Tebsa, Alende, Adams. Then up front, Reynas, Ribeiro, and Matthews.
Okay. Hey, our lineups are different. Eh? Few differences. I will have Williams, I will have Modau, I will have Mvala. I want Mvala to start this game, because I'm looking at our next game against Dortmund. And I think there's only one player who can physically battle Gurasi, the center forward at Dortmund, at Sundowns, and that's Mvala. I don't think Gurasi can bully Mvala. So I'd like him to get minutes going into this game. And then I'll have Ibuset left center back, Mutiba left back. My midfield is I've changed my midfield. I have Mokwena, and then the 2 8. I have Mpulise as well as Neo Mayema. I was not happy at all with Allende in both legs to the final. I was really, really disappointed. But we know no matter how he plays, Allende can be poor. He never gets substituted. So, but we know I might not have him here, but he will definitely play. My front three, I'll have Ribeiro, Zwane, as well as Reynolds, but we both know Zwane won't start as well. Yeah. The reason I have Zwane, Libo, Neo, Libo, Nkulise, I'd, I'd like to see Sundowns play differently. I'd like to see Sundowns, like I said, I want Shackles stepping off our feet so that these guys can dance, man. I want these guys to have an opportunity to sell themselves, Babang, who can still move to Europe. And if we're pragmatic and they don't play to the best of their abilities, they won't be able to sell themselves. But yeah, man. Score prediction.
We'll win 2-1.
I agree with you. We'll win 2-1 if we play the Sundowns way. If we are pragmatic, I think it will be 1-1. And yeah, man, we'll go into game week 2, hopefully with a W, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support that you've shown us through the years and throughout the season. The next preview will be on Thursday afternoon. I think we'll be previewing our game week 2 of the group stages of the FIFA Club World Cup as we take on Borussia Dortmund of Germany on Saturday at 6 o'clock. Until then, sharp, sharp, Masandawana, sharp, sharp, raps.
Sharp, sharp, Aizu, sharp, sharp, Masaka.